Hello, Wilson Warriors. Good morning. This is Mr. Harvey, and I'm here with you today to start your second online lesson. And I'd like to begin this lesson today with a picture. That's right, a picture. So as you can see, I have here in my hand a picture of a penny. You can see the front and the back, and I've created some arrows on this picture because I want to point out a few things that you've probably seen for as long as you can remember looking at a penny, but maybe you've never thought too much about these things that you've seen. So this arrow right here points to the words across the top of the penny, "In God we trust." And if you've been a careful observer of American money, you'll probably recall that this phrase is on all American money, whether it be paper currency or coins. They all say, "In God we trust." I think we can take that right back to the Declaration of Independence. From the very beginning of American history, we have had this idea in America that our rights, our freedoms, the special privileges that we enjoy come from God. And God gives them, and only God can take them away. And as a nation, we have trusted in God. The second arrow I'd like to point to you is this one right here. And this arrow is pointing to the word liberty. The word liberty is synonymous with freedom. And so I think you know that in America, freedom is a very important idea. A lot of the history of our country has revolved around the idea of us pursuing freedom and trying to create freedom for everyone within society. On the back of the penny, there's another little expression that also occurs on all of our money, and it is a Latin expression. It is e pluribus unum, which means from many there are one. I think this is an idea that's probably grown and perhaps changed somewhat over time. If you recall that when the United States first started, there were 13 separate colonies. And those 13 colonies got together and functioned and acted as one in a war against the British, which gained us our independence. And so those 13 became one. I think over the centuries, this idea has taken on even more meaning as the country has grown. People from all over the world have come to live in America. We've got people from every continent of the earth that live here. And so from all these different cultures, from all these different places, people have come to live here and melt together into one country, creating one culture that we would call the American culture. Now, these ideas that I've shown you can be expressed by this word, values. Values are a big part of what life is about. And I decided that this is such an important term, and I'm showing you some very important American values, that I wanted to show you a definition for the word values. And so here's a definition. If you Google the word values, you're going to find something like this. A person's value or a group's values are those things that they judge to be important in life, things that are very precious to them, things that they will act upon, things that motivate them. And so when you think about that penny, in America, one of the things that motivates us is liberty. One of the things that unites us is this idea of e pluribus unum. And so this lesson today is about values. Now, I'm sure you're aware that we are studying the Renaissance. The Renaissance was that time in history when a lot of big changes were taking place in the world. I want to tell you something new about the word Renaissance today. The word Renaissance comes from the French language. If I were to translate the word Renaissance into English, the word is rebirth. The idea here is that something from the past, something that had died and gone away, has come back. It's had a rebirth. It's a renewal of something from the past. And so as you learn about the Renaissance in this lesson, you're going to learn about a value or an idea from the past that had seemingly died is going to come back to life during the 1300s and the 1400s and all throughout the Renaissance. And this belief or this value is the thing that's going to motivate people, that's going to inspire them to do some of the amazing things they did. You might remember that this is a time of big changes, and the people who made those big changes were inspired and motivated by something. So this lesson is about that something. You're going to be reading a passage about that something. It's a tough passage, but I know if you stick with it, you'll understand it. And then you're going to be reading about and learning about one of the most famous of all the Renaissance individuals, and that was Leonardo da Vinci. And you're going to see how this value that was so much a part of the Renaissance played out in his life and really put him into the pages of history almost like no one else in all of history. And so I hope you learn a lot from this lesson, and be prepared to take a look at a number of resources, and Mrs. Rojas is going to give you the how-to part of doing this lesson on the next video. Signing out from now, and yes, by the way, I am outside. Those are birds chirping. I decided to shake it up on the video today. I'll see you guys for the next lesson. Bye.